All right, let's jump right in. No warm-up, just the honest-to-God truth. Sometimes life hands you a script so twisted you couldn't write it if you tried. You know what I mean? Picture this. You're walking into the fanciest restaurant in Manhattan, heart-hammering, hoping maybe, just maybe, you'll finally bury the past, except the past is waiting to mug you at the door. That's the vibe as Aisha Thompson, head held high, steps into Lato. She's wearing her old Hudson Academy uniform, white blouse, navy skirt, crest still shining like some dare against the universe, thinking, hey, maybe this reunion will be her victory lap. She opens the door, and the whole damn room bursts out laughing. Yeah, that happened. Turns out, all those invitations about dress code? A trap. Not one of those old classmates is in uniform theory, draped in silk, sequins, and smugness, flashing cash and grins that never meant kindness. The ringleader, Lauren, once her best friend, now the snake in an emerald gown, greets her with open arms and razor-sharp words. Oh, Aisha, you actually wore it. Before she can spin, Chloe, the old queen bee, splashes red wine down Aisha's blouse, turning her uniform into a crimson flag for humiliation. And suddenly, she's 16 again, lost in a sea of jeers and echoes. Go back to Africa. But hang on, let me back up a sec, because none of this mess started tonight. See, Aisha's no charity case, no matter what they think. She's 32, lead programmer at Nexus Global, architect of systems that keep Fortune 500s breathing. She's built herself from the ground up, piece by stubborn piece, but the scars run deep. Back at Hudson Academy, being the Nigerian immigrant made her a target. She killed it in calculus, crushed literature, but all her classmates ever saw was her accent and her difference. She lived through milk cartons thrown in cafeterias, shoes tripping her in the halls, and whispers that burned more than any physical bruise. Every night, she promised herself to rise above, no matter what. So why come back? Why answer Lauren's email, all chirpy and fake? Let's relive the good times. Wear your uniform, don't make me go alone. Maybe Aisha wanted closure. Maybe, deep down, she hoped people grow up. So there she was in her Brooklyn apartment, digging out that old uniform, pressing it smooth, daring herself to be that girl one last time, then showing up, heart in her throat, at a place designed for celebration but rigged for cruelty. The moment Aisha enters Lato, she's alone in a crowd. Lauren latches onto her like she's a prize, parading her past the glittering table. Severiones got their phones out, snapping pics for some viral story. Chloe's not content with wine. She slings insults with every sip, her words ablade. Ryan and Ethan, the jock and the clown, join in, pelting Aisha with napkins, cherry stems, anything to get a laugh. Lauren hands her the tongs for the grill. Show us your skills, Aisha, like it's a command performance at some sick circus. Here's the twist, though. Aisha doesn't crack. She takes the tongs. She grills the steaks. Her hands are steady, even if her heart's a wildfire, because she knows these people can't define her. She's got a penthouse, a husband who's her rock, a life they couldn't buy even if they pooled their trust funds. But each joke, each jab, threatens to drag her under, and the crowd is loving every second, their laughter a whip that snaps the air. Just when you think it can't get uglier, Chloe, fueled by malice and Merlot, snags another glass of wine and dumps it right over Aisha's head. The room explodes, phones raised, everyone out for blood. Red wine drips down Aisha's face, staining her blouse, soaking her skirt, pooling in her shoes. It's like high school all over again, only meaner, broadcast to the world. Run home, loser, they shout, and it cuts like a knife, but this time, Aisha stands up, slams the tongs down, and walks out head high, refusing to give them the tears they crave. Outside, the air is cold and sharp, slicing through her like truth. She leans against a lamppost, heart pounding, and dials Marcus, her husband, her anchor, a man who built empires because he never forgot what it means to be underestimated. They did it again, she whispers into the phone, her voice barely holding together. Marcus doesn't hesitate, not for a second. I'll be there in 10, he growls, and you can feel the city start to tremble. 9 minutes later, she counted, a black Rolls-Royce glides up, sleek as vengeance. Marcus steps out, all 6'4" of him, power radiating in waves. He wraps her in a cashmere coat, his handkerchief gently brushing the red from her cheek, and then he turns to face the crowd that spilled out of the restaurant, hungry for more drama. "You thought it was funny to humiliate my wife?" he says, and you could hear a pin drop. "You're about to learn what happens when you cross my family." Phones drop. Faces pale. Marcus isn't just here for a scene, he's here for justice. He tells everyone exactly who Aisha Issa Titan, a builder of systems, the woman whose code runs half their world. Then he calls out her tormentors by name: Chloe, Ryan, Ethan, Lauren, listing their jobs, their companies, and with a single call, he ends their careers, blacklists them so thoroughly they won't even get callbacks for temp gigs. It's ruthless, but after years of cruelty, who's really the villain here? Inside, the restaurant's MC tries to salvage the night hands Aisha the mic, asks her to speak. And she does. "I came from memories, not vengeance," she says, voice ringing out clear as glass. "But you chose cruelty. I'm done with your games. Enjoy your night, it's the last you'll have on my dime." She drops the mic and leaves, Marcus by her side, their dignity intact. Back at their penthouse, Aisha and Marcus sit by the window, looking out over Manhattan, the city sparkling like a crown. She's changed out of the ruined uniform, wrapped in warmth, her scars finally turning to strength. The fallout is swift and brutal. Her tormentors lose their jobs, their friends, their reputations. They flood her inbox with apologies, desperate for forgiveness. But Aisha's done looking backward. She's building the future. And as they raise their glasses to the night, Aisha knows she didn't just survive, she won. She turned their game upside down, took their power, and walked away a queen. The question now is, was she right to take vengeance? Or did she become what she hated? That's up to you. Was justice served, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts below, because in a world where cruelty hides behind a smile, maybe we all need to decide where the line gets drawn. If this story hit you, if you felt that ache, that satisfaction, that urge to rise, share your take in the comments. Who had it right, Aisha or Marcus? When is enough enough? Let's hear it. Stay bold, stay true, and keep tuning in for more tales that hit where it hurts and heals.